My name is JT, and this is a story about how I built my homestead.
Hey guys, welcome back here to another episode of JT Time. JT here. We are back at the house this weekend. We're still working on the house, and it's going to be a short day today is what my best guess is. Oh, the lens is kind of a little dirty. Let me clean that off. Give you guys a little bit better of a picture. Oh, there you go. It's probably my daughter playing with the camera earlier. But let me go ahead and break down what we have planned today at the house. We're gonna be starting HVAC pretty soon. I'm not doing that scope because the city where we live doesn't allow amateurs to do it. They only allow professionals. So what I will be doing here is getting everything that we need to do ready before sheetrock comes up. So there's certain things that we need to knock out before sheetrock comes up, because once sheetrock is up, the house is starting to look together, but the downside of that is I don't have access to the walls or the interior portion of the walls as much as I did in the past. So I bought some stuff from Home Depot, bought some stuff from online as well. I think I've told you guys about these can filters already, which is kind of the filters for the makeup air. And then I also bought inside this Home Depot box right here. I'll take it out soon, but those are motorized dampers, which I've explained in other videos, so I won't dive into it too much here, but I want to install those though. So let's see what I can do about installing those and knocking them out. I might have to cut some wood and build some supports for it. We'll see how it goes, but for now, that's kind of one of the big goals for today. Let's knock out those two things, tie them in. So all I have to do once the sheetrock goes up is just tie the final piece in to wherever the final point is, where the air is either gonna get pulled or made up at. And then, let me show you guys something really, really cool. So a episode or two ago, I was working on the garden, and it is the middle of summer. It's almost the end of July right now, and I put down some seeds here. So there's beet seeds here, and then for the rest of it, there's broccoli. So that was about a week ago. So typically in 7 days or so, you want to start slowly seeing some little sprouts up here. And if you look really, really closely, those are beet sprouts right here. So there's two right there. There's one following down this road. There's two right here. There's another one right there. But yeah, they're starting to sprout. I'm continuing to kind of weed as the leaves come in. There's another one right there. So they're coming up, which is really awesome. I'm really happy about that. And I mean, we got a massive amount of rain, so that probably helped too. And then let's see if our broccoli came up, right? So these are broccolis right here. These little guys are broccoli. This is another row of broccoli right here. This is the split between broccoli and beet, right? So you got your broccoli here and you got your beets here. And the funny thing is, these are golden beets that I planted. So these are golden beets, but this right here is really red, which probably tells me that that is not a golden beet seed. That was actually probably a regular beet seed there. So pretty cool that we had some regular beets mixed in with our golden beets. But broccoli is looking really good though. We got a bunch of them coming up, every single row right here. Here's another one for this row right here. Here's another one for this row. You can see I kind of went crazy here, planted a bunch, and I was just trying to finish off the broccoli seeds because we got a lot of broccoli seeds. Back home we let probably 4 or 5 stalks of broccoli go to seed, so we have a bunch. We have a surplus of them. So if you guys need some broccoli seeds, let me know. I got a bunch to give away. But yeah, it's really awesome. I'm happy to see that. Hopefully in about maybe 4 to 5 weeks we'll have some pretty good stalks here. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot, right? If it gets too hot, then a lot of these will just kind of burn out. But I am curious to see kind of what ends up happening with these since I've never planted something so late in the season before. But did some reading, and apparently it does work, and stuff that matures pretty fast is kind of what you want to go for. So I'm hoping that the broccolis and beets mature fast enough to where we can get some harvest out of them before it's gets into too deep of the winter planting season, which is typically like September. I'm just picking the weeds right now as I talk. Yeah, so let's go ahead, and I'm gonna do a little bit of maintenance on this garden real quick while the weather is really nice outside, and we'll see how it goes. Man, it's funny. Remember when I was cleaning up the asparagus bed? This is what that asparagus bed looks like now. Yeah, it's like I never did work here, right? So yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. It really does suck, actually. Probably should have laid down some mulch or something just to keep the weeds from coming back as quickly. But you know, it is what it is. I do want to build a compost pile. I think I've said that in an episode or two ago, maybe a lot ago. But the compost pile that I want to build, or the material that I want to use, is actually an old decking from the house that I want to reuse and repurpose. And right now that's really wet because it's been raining. So not today. Let's go ahead and get started on this for now. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean it up. You've seen me do it in other videos, so no point in re-recording that. And then I will, once I get done with this, I'll give you a quick update, and then we'll go jump into the attic of the house and hopefully set up some of that other makeup air stuff. And then if we finish with that, I'll see what I want to get working on and see how much time we're at. I'm trying to be done by maybe around 12 or 1 today, since I want to spend a little time with the family, and we'll see how it goes. The plants on the trellis are doing really nice though. This guy is probably, he's a little yellow, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick that off. But some of them are doing really good. Like this one looks good right here. There's another big one that we had somewhere. Oh, there it is. This guy's looking good too. You see that one? This guy looks all right. They have a lot of little ones. I mean, I haven't had luck with getting multiple, as in like maybe more than 3 off of one vine, but we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm gonna let some of these really go to mature. Most of them do this, where they just kind of start turning yellow after they're really small. So I just picked them off because they're just pulling unnecessary energy from the plant. You see, this one's doing good, this one's doing good. So I mean, it looks like the plants overall are doing pretty decent. This again is honeydew. There's another plant in the back, I don't know what it is. The leaves do look a little bit different from the honeydew leaves, so I don't believe it's honeydew. And I don't know what it is, so we'll see what that ends up being. Could be acorn. I planted a bunch of different types of squashes, so hopefully they don't get massacred by, I forgot what kind of bug that is, but there's a bug that burrows into the main portion of the stem, and that thing just destroys the main portion of the stem, and it can't grow anymore. It lays like larvae in it, and the larvae just eats up the entire stem and rots it from the inside out, pretty much. Pretty bad way to die. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'll meet up with you inside. All right, I'll see y'all real soon. All right guys, so welcome back here to the attic. I need to make a support system so that I can put this filter and also the motorized damper in. It's unfortunate where I picked the hole, because if I would have picked the hole, like let's say here, I could use the back side of this support system to tie in the makeup air portion of it. But since I didn't do that, I just have to cut a quick 2x6. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure this guy out really quickly, and then I'm gonna head downstairs and do some cutting. All right, so let me go ahead and mount you guys on my shoulder, and y'all can come along for the ride. I'll see you real soon, all right? Okay. All right, cool. Just making sure it was recording. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think I'm just gonna stick the pole like right here down. Maybe move it forward a little bit, maybe right here instead. Okay, so I'm looking at about, give or take, let's make sure it's long enough up to the ceiling. Longest length is somewhere around 60, probably 62 inches. Yeah, 62 inches. I'll end up putting it right here, maybe like this, and then it'll tie into there. I need to do it high enough to where I can still curve it over to where the kitchen vent's going to be at, which kitchen vent will be right here, so it'll probably have to stick maybe about right here, which is going to be a little bit close, guys. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm thinking about right now. It feels like it's going to be close. But we'll do what we can do. So 62 inches. I'll see you guys outside for some cutting to do. Okay, so I already went ahead and marked 62 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark this down right here. We're not doing fine woodwork, so we really just need a nice kind of cut that's kind of in the general correct angle, and I can just move it into place. So we are at 8-inch. My roof line is an 8-inch rise to a 12-inch run. So that's rise is this way, run is this way. So divide by 4. That's 2 rise, 2-inch rise for every 3 inches of run. So 2 inches of rise for every 4 inches of run. Right here. Oh no, every 3 inches. Almost did that wrong. Okay, so this is the angle of my roof line right here. And then I'm sure there's a way to do it with this triangle, but I don't know. I'm not a pro at triangles, so that's I think I did that right. Let's see here. Let me make sure. Oops. We're doing, oh wait, did I do that right? 3, oh this way, sorry. Amateur hour, this way. Yes, that looks a little bit more right. Earlier I was like, man, that's kind of a steep roof there. I don't remember my roof being that steep, so cross out that guy. All right, let's see here. So this is 2 inches by 3 inches. So if you just kept this trajectory, this would be a 8-inch rise here. And then if you went out 12, that would be, yep, that's right. So 8 on 12. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this cut and we'll knock that out. I'll be right back, all right guys? All right, safety glasses. Not that line, let's do this line right here. Oh, no power, hold on. Hey guys, so we got a little bit of a problem here. I thought that I still had power, but I don't to the house. I do have a generator, so I could start that up if I really wanted to. I actually don't know if I want to. It's kind of a little bit of a trouble to pull my generator out. From the previous videos, you saw that I kind of tucked it in to this little corner right here. Actually, that's actually pretty easy to get out. Maybe I will pull it out. Yeah, let me just pull it out, I guess. I'm gonna do a quick cut. I wish I had a handsaw, but I don't think I have a handsaw. in my shed. That is one tool that I haven't purchased yet, but I guess I should purchase if I really wanted to. And I don't have a battery powered saw, or at least I don't think I do. So let me pull that out and try to start it up. We're gonna do a quick cut, and then hopefully the rest of the projects I don't need power. So the situation with my power right now is that I'm kind of in a weird area because I called my energy provider and scheduled for a cutoff of the power so that I could start up the main power for the main house. And the problem with that is normally when you do this, the smart way to do it, or the way I actually attempted to do it, was get the house tied in first, and then once I have a plug for the main house, I can actually cut off the temporary power or temporary pole that I have at this house. The problem with that is that the technicians that came in to actually do that for me said, wait, we can't do this because the drop that is used from the main power line to the temporary pole is it's the same one that they'll use for the main house. So they said, well, you have to cut off the temporary pole first and then schedule for your main service to get tied in. So because we have to do that, that means that I have a little bit of a delay between my main service of my house to the service of my to the disconnect of my temp service. So I scheduled for the temp service to be cut off yesterday. It was raining, so I think my power company or the center point here in southeast Texas, they couldn't make it to the house to cut off the line. But since I already scheduled my move out, the power service is no longer providing, or power company is no longer providing me with energy. So that's kind of the position that I'm in right now. So we'll do what we can do, really. And I only need this one cut right here, so I just need a little bit of power. I mean, I honestly have my neighbors' numbers too. I could always ask them for energy for me to plug in, but that's also a little bit of trouble when I have a generator right here. So let me just get this generator out, and then I'll start it up, cut that piece, and then put it back away. All right, let me do that real quick. Of course, this thing doesn't want to start anymore. So I don't know what to do now. I need this piece of wood cut. I don't have a cutting tool for it. There's definitely gas in there. I'm confident about that. I mean, I could tip it a little bit more so that at least the gas is kind of in a lower spot like that, maybe. I think this is flooded, so that's why I have it on run right now, because if I close the carb, then it's really, man, it'll end up getting really rich with fuel. It even smells flooded, I mean, but that's also because I have this open right here. Let me just keep working with it, maybe for another few minutes, and see if it turns on or not. If it doesn't, then I'll have to readjust my plans today and see what else I can do. I may not be able to do this scope, at least this little portion of it. So, all right, I'll follow up with you guys here in a little bit. Give me a few minutes just to play around and tinker with this a little bit. All right, so I played with it for a little bit, and I gave up. I think it's the carburetor. That's what I'm thinking it is. The fuel, I tested the fuel line. The fuel's coming out just fine, and I can even smell fuel when I'm pumping, or I'm pulling the generator to turn on the. So I think it's either the carb or even the spark plug isn't sparking. I'll have to do some diagnosing on it. These small engines are they're easy to troubleshoot. The only issue that I'm having right now with troubleshooting now is that I don't have all my tools. I keep all my car stuff at our rental because I work on my car when it needs to be worked on at the rental. So a lot of my Allen wrenches and things like that they're at the rental property. So I don't have any Allen wrenches over here, and I'm sort of limping by with some crescent wrenches, but it's just not gonna do. So I'm giving up, at least on this. I can still knock out one of the other vents inside the attic, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that at least. That way one of the vents is done, and I can feel good about myself. But I'm a little sad that I can't knock this guy out. So let's go ahead and pack this bad boy up. I'll have to fix him another time. I'm not too worried so much about, or I'm not as worried about getting him up and running, just because this power shortage that we're gonna have is gonna be short-lived. Because after I get the power finally cut off, or cut off from the house, I'm going to schedule for the main house to be tied in, and then have the electrician out to give me a power outlet or two to work with. That way we have some power in the main house, which would be really nice. That would be a really nice day. But for now, let's just go ahead and pack this stuff up, because I can't use it anyways. I'll have to cut this another time. I'm just gonna leave this on the table. Leave it right here to be cut another day. Maybe tilt it up so that it can dry a little bit better. Okay. And let's go ahead and at least knock out the other one real quick. All right, so we're back here at the back side, and the reason why this is a little bit easier to do is because, one, we have this piece of wood that we can tie into, or we have that piece of wood that we can tie into. Either one's fine to tie into. And we'll go ahead and get these mounted, and then move on from there pretty much. So let's put that. All right, guys, so I have to kind of ghetto rig it to just mount on this guy. I like this mounting position better than this one over here, because if I did this one, it would have to curl over and then attach here, and then it would already be pretty low to the ceiling. Whereas if I mounted it here, it could go right onto here pretty much, and it doesn't have to do any kind of weird curves or anything. And there's a good chance that based on where I end up putting the vents for the exhaust for the master bath, the makeup air will be close to one of the vents. So it'll probably be on this side based on where this guy is at. But I like this position, and I like the fact that the dampener can be somewhere pretty close by, and it can attach on right to this. So there's a good chance that I'm just going to tie the dampener right into this guy and let it, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out to see if it can just free hang, or if I actually have to, mount it. Because if I have to mount it, then I have to really think about maybe cutting a piece of wood, putting it under this guy and sending it straight down, or exactly how I'm going to mount it, because that's going to be, that's just looking tricky to me right now based on what it is. And I looked at the specs for the electrical wiring, and I think I'm going to have to get with my electrician to go ahead and wire that. I think I could do it myself if I really wanted to, but I'm already paying them to do the house service, so adding in that little piece adding in this little piece is not a big deal. So let me go ahead and head over to the other side and see if I can mount the air filter over there as well. If not, then I may just be done with today. Short episode, didn't get very much done, but you know, it's part of moving the needle forward. Yeah, I think based on where stuff is at and where I want stuff mounted, I think adding on that 2x6 right here would be the cleanest way to go ahead and mount the vent system for this makeup air filter and damper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm not going to mount it here. I thought about mounting it down there, but it's just really, it's really low, and there's going to be insulation all the way in here. So I really don't want my filter and my damper to be in the insulation. I'd rather it be above that stuff. So let me go ahead and move the stuff down, and I'll look around to see if there's anything else I can do before we call it a day. But it looks like we didn't get much done today, so we'll see. We'll see if I can find something. All right, guys, so having no power sucks is my conclusion today. But I did manage to get that one filter in. I didn't get very much done today. Not a lot at all. Kind of sucks. Yeah, so I knocked out that. I cleaned up the garden bed, so that's good. I won't be here next weekend, so it'll be a little bit of a while before I have an episode, but I have backlog, so that's fine. Hopefully I'll be able to come back here to do a new episode soon, but happy with where the garden's going. I think by the time I come back here in about 2 weeks, these little sprouts that I have are gonna be a lot taller. They're gonna be looking pretty good, and maybe even the honeydew might be done to pick. I actually don't know when honeydew's ready. I know rule of thumb, when you're picking it at the store, you're waiting for it to turn kind of yellow. Not like shiny yellow, but a little bit more yellow than green. So I'm gonna have to look that up to see kind of how I figure out when these honeydews are done. But yeah, we'll see. So I guess I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks again for watching, and see y'all real soon here on JT Time.